Let's talk about the author's dilemma. And I think some of you, if you have been following us for any length of time on our respective newsletters, or you're just a fan you're a reader, like you're a serious reader. You like to read. You like to read all kinds of things, but hopefully fantasy fiction, which is what both of us write. You could make a case that maybe we write epic fantasy. Um, some might say that it even occasionally tips into high fantasy. Taylor leans more into steampunk fantasy. I have been accused of doing creature fantasy. So there are all kinds of subgenres, of course. And you may already know that, but there are some things you probably don't know about the author's dilemma. And we just wanted to share a little bit with you about that so you can be more in the know and impress your friends and family over trivia if you want. So there is this notion that when you write a book, you've written your book and now you're an author and it's all great. And there is something real about that. It certainly is an accomplishment to write a book, and even more of an accomplishment to get it published. And for the sake of what we're talking about here, we are both writers, but we refer to ourselves as authors. And the distinction being there that every year different institutions do surveys of people, and each year it comes back almost exactly the same number. About 80% of the people surveyed, no matter what that number is, how many, and it tends to be in the thousands of people surveyed, give the same answer. About 80% of them say, yes, I feel like I have a book inside of me. And yet, when the follow-up question comes, have you written your book? Only about 1% have actually written the book. So you have a huge percentage of the population, 80% plus, feel like they have a book inside, and yet only about 1% of them actually write the book. So the question comes to mind, why is that? And it's because writing itself is very, very hard. And so we'll kind of pause there for a minute, and then I'll see if Taylor has anything she would like to share on the challenge, just the dilemma of moving from writing to becoming published. Because right now you can see I have on the screen writing versus marketing, and we'll get to that. But just for now, let's pause and talk about writing. So are you still there, Taylor? I don't see you on the screen, but my dashboard is telling me that you're here. It's also telling me you're here 3 times, so that is a little confusing. Maybe I'll stop you once and you'll come back. Okay, I think she might be coming back. We'll see here. Yep, there she comes.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah,
So
sorry about that. It got extremely glitchy on my end. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's okay. Welcome back. So let me, I'm trying to remember. I think if I click E. No, that's not really what I wanted. There we go. That's good. So, Taylor, do you have thoughts you want to share about just the dilemma of the having an idea in your head and writing it and turning it into a book? Because right now you were on that slide, writing versus marketing, and I figured we could kind of tee up the second part by talking about the first part, the writing part, before we talk about the marketing part.
Yeah, sure. The curious thing about writing is that you have this great idea and you absolutely go through a slog, a very fun slog, but it's still a slog to get it all written and in a form that can actually be read by other people and they can enjoy it as a properly structured story.
Hmm.
um, and then you think that that's the end because it's like, well, you wrote the story, therefore it's done, except actually it's not. You've just barely gotten started
Right.
because the story, it's not the way that writers want to think about their story because it's precious to them, but it's essentially it's a product. No one's going to know your product exists unless you tell them it exists, and that's where the
Yeah.
marketing comes into play, and it requires a completely different skill set
Hmm.
to do that well. It's completely different from creative writing.
Absolutely.